I Will Always Review. It's a series making music appreciation simple. Today's song is Glimpse of Us by Joji. It gained attention for its anarchic video, which considers the destructive behaviours that can come from feeling lost. But the song itself is an emotive piano ballad, with Joji's character yearning for a past love. Despite being in a new supportive relationship, he can't help but hope for that old flame to reignite. Many listeners found its nostalgic premise to be relatable. While the song's details can be fuzzy, this allows people to project their own experiences onto it. And the lyrics are more like a snapshot than a full story, which fits the emphasis on fleeting moments. The chorus's rhyme scheme highlights the title, even if the rhymes themselves feel low effort. And some of the lines can be corny, but they match the endearingly earnest nature of the song. It's charmingly old school and suitably affecting, so the lyrics grade is B-. The meaning of the words is complemented by the melodic contour, especially in the first verse. The positive lines are sung to a side, descending tune, while the downcast lines use upward gestures. It's a subtle way to remind us of Joji's internal conflict. Perfect doesn't mean that it's working. The brief melisma on the main chorus hook is also a neat detail that helps it to stick in our heads. The chord progressions are simple but rich, with sevenths, ninths, and added notes, and the lilting 6/8 meter partly makes up for the relative lack of rhythmic interest elsewhere. Overall, there's some neat use of contrast and variation here, so the music grade is B-. Joji's voice has a dark, almost yawning tone to it here, which some have likened to James Blake. This means that when he does flip to his falsetto register, it cuts through even more effectively. The low-key backing vocals add nicely to the texture, especially in the wordless bridge, and the restrained piano part provides the kind of sad sophistication that the song calls for. The doleful vocals and accompaniment serve the theme well, so the performance grade is also B-. Likewise, the sparseness of the production is appropriate for the song's forlorn loneliness. The use of dampened piano specifically not only keeps things moody, but also helps Joji's voice to stay high in the mix, and the reverb and sustain notes ensure that the different parts share the same space. There's also some interplay in the piano and vocal parts, including a strange moment in the first pre-chorus. We'll take a closer look at this in another video about how the song's music depicts heartbreak. The sound design in the bridge is intriguingly otherworldly, but the synth in the second verse is a bit boring by comparison. The arrangement might have benefited from more detail, so the production grade is C+. Conventional wisdom tells us that viral TikTok songs are too short. Sometimes that's true. It came up during the review of Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras. But Glimpse of Us plays for a leisurely 4 minutes, including an unhurried intro and outro. The backing vocals support transitions, while also contributing to the haziness of the bridge. As a result, each section moves us forward, and the consistent timbre ties things together. There's a fair amount of repetition, both musically and lyrically, but it never reaches tedium. The runtime gives the song's ideas time to breathe, so the structure grade is another B-. Before we wrap up, help the channel out by taking a second to like and subscribe. Glimpse of Us is an unlikely candidate for a hit single, given its muted, somber vibe. But the strong premise and its unfussy melodic writing help to keep things engaging. And while the vocals and piano part may not be showstoppers, they do a great job of pulling the listener in. So the final grade for Glimpse of Us by Joji is a low B-. Let us all know your thoughts on Glimpse of Us, and look out for the video comparing it with Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. Or try the review of As It Was by Harry Styles. And for early access and full scorecards for each review, consider supporting the channel on Patreon. See you next time.